Okay, King of the Ring is gone. We're on the road to SummerSlam. So we're going to start setting up that card tonight. Two big main events on Raw and SmackDown. On Raw, it's The Undertaker versus The Big Show. And on SmackDown, well, we're gonna do Kurt Angle versus Edge. Don't miss it. Let's go.
Everywhere I go, there's nowhere I belong. And anyone should tell me where will I find? 'Cause everywhere I go, I'm always on my own. Can anyone just catch me before I drown? Can anybody make me feel like I'm not the stranger tonight?
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another 04 War video. We're flying towards SummerSlam. Good reception on last week's King of the Ring video, pleased to say. So we're back with two videos this week, which is very, very cool. Yeah, big week as we start to set up towards SummerSlam. Obviously we already have it booked, Shawn Michaels versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. But there's still a lot of questions of what's going to happen with this card, and we need to answer them starting tonight. If you're excited for SummerSlam, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel so you do not miss a thing, and let's get on. Monday night, Raw from the Oklahoma Rose Garden Arena in Oklahoma, obviously. Matt Morgan gets a win over Rosie on the pre-show. We're doing a Battle Royal later in the show. God, it leaves no one for a pre-show. 38 for this, fine. I don't care.
That's done way better than I thought, though.
Yeah, it's not bad as a big hoss battle. Also on the pre-show, A-Train gets a win over Maven for a 64. Good stuff here. A-Train carrying it with a 66. A-Train should probably have been in the Battle Royal. Hey ho, hey ho.
But you're a nice boss. You give him opportunity, and
he got a win. So, you know, happy.
What do you want?
Happy days. We open the show with Evolution. Randy Orton, RIC FLAIR and Batista celebrating the King of the Ring when they are interrupted by the WWE Champion Shawn Michaels for a 100. Yes, you did.
I told you it's a guarantee 100 segment that. So
Michaels is going to come out, stand in the ringway, and he's going to come out for a chat. He hypes Randy Orton up here. This is what we're going to say: that Shawn Michaels looks at Randy Orton and he sees the best young prospect in WWE history. He sees a guy that has more potential than anybody ever has. He says he sees a brighter star than Brock Lesnar. He sees a brighter star than Triple H, than Kurt Angle ever was when they were at this stage of their career. He sees a brighter star than even Shawn Michaels was at this point in Shawn Michaels' career. Michaels putting Orton over big. He says, "One thing I know you deserve is this title shot. And what you are going to get out of the Heartbreak Kid at SummerSlam is the very best." Michael sticks out his hand. He's got into the ring at this point for a handshake to Randy Orton, and Orton shakes his hand. Michael's giving Orton all the props and all the respect in the world. So Randy Orton then nails him with an RKO because it's Randy Orton. Shawn Michaels walked into the lion's den. He's gonna get mauled by the lion.
I know. I mean, I like the idea that basically commentary are like, "Oh my god, he actually did it," and then all of a sudden he does. If you really wanted to because it's JR, I would be very tempted to go. Yeah, like that kind of stuff, you know. This you go, "Oh my god, I can't believe he did that," and then he RKO'd him, and I think that works. So yeah, I mean.
He's going to stand over Shawn Michaels with the WWE Championship, raise it high. Is that going to be the scene at SummerSlam? Will we have a youngest ever world champion? 100 rate segment. Good start to the show. Speaking of champions, we've done the Gold Rush tournament over the last few weeks for the Cruiserweight Championship. It's time to put a bow in the tournament. It is for the Cruiserweight Championship. Chavo defends against the man who worked his way through everyone, Paul London. No Spanky, no Matt Morgan at ringside. They were banned, of course, by Randy Savage last week. But the music of Shane McMahon does hit, and Shane McMahon comes down to ringside. Shane McMahon is back, and you would think in the corner of Paul London tonight. He says on commentary that he's had to deal with some family issues, but as you saw last night, that family issue is ready to return. And so is Shane McMahon. He talks throughout the match about Paul London. Has he got the balls to get the job done, basically? Let's find out. For the Cruiserweight Championship, your winner and still Cruiserweight Champion for a 77. Wow. Chavo Guerrero.
What were you expecting for that?
70 at best? My God, what a match. Chavo, 71. Paul London, 66. Chavo wins inside 8 minutes with a brain buster like that. And Shane McMahon will show his disappointment on commentary with the defeat. Shane McMahon was very disappointed that Paul London didn't get the job done tonight. Chavo goes on as champion. More from him later. 77. What a good start to the show this has been.
Yeah, he could say that.
Been much better than you would expect it to be so far. Okay, go on.
I was about to say, I hope it Wayne's continue, but then when I thought about it, I don't want it to continue. So please stop being a good show, please.
We're going to go to break, come back from break to You've Got No Chance. That's right. Vince McMahon comes down to the ring. He discusses that last night he made his return. And some people will sit there and think, well, how has he let JBL get away with this for so long? But this is Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon has been plotting. Vince McMahon has been planning. Vince McMahon has been searching for the right time. He looked at last night and he looked at the fact that JBL potentially could be a champion in his company. JBL, the man who's so lucky to even have a job. But there's a reason he has a job, because Vince McMahon made sure he had a job. Vince McMahon wanted JBL to keep his job because Vince McMahon wants to have his own revenge. He makes it quite clear. He calls JBL out and says, I am going to make your life a living hell, and I can guarantee that you will never win a championship again. JBL begs for forgiveness, and Vince says, you've got no chance in hell.
I'm surprised you didn't try and do the Vince McMahon go, make your life a living hell, like proper go into the gut type thing.
I don't think I've got it. JBL is like, right, okay, fine. And it looks like the two men are about to have a fight when out, running down the ramp, comes a Adonis of a man who locks Vince McMahon in a submission hold. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday Night Raw. Chris Masters for a 74-8 segment. I'll take it. Why is Masters off screen? What's happened there? I don't know what's
to be fair, it's probably a good thing though, because nothing against Chris Masters, but maybe he might have brought that down. But
yeah, look, he's meant to be on screen. He locks Vince in a master lock. People don't know what the hell's going on. JBL seems to have a new heavy, the Adonis, Chris Masters. I'm not going with the masterpiece. We're going with the Adonis. We might even just call him the Adonis. I might change his name.
No, sure. Chris Masters is a good shout. I got to be honest, I wouldn't change it. I'm not in charge, so you are.
The standout of the development class. So we're bringing him up.
Yes,
we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, when we said we brought this up, like I like the way this debuted. It's the best way to bring him in. To be fair, put him in a hot feud like this. So I like it. So be intrigued. I want to see how crazy you're going to go. I think you're going to go crazy with this one, right?
I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to have a think later. Come up with some stuff. Right. We've gone from a debut to what for Benny is a dream match. At this point, you wouldn't know it. But a match that actually never happened. It's time for the Nature Boy versus the American Dragon, so to speak. It is RIC FLAIR versus Daniel Bryan on Monday Night Raw. I've asked them to steal the damn show. Will they? 78 ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. RIC FLAIR 88, Daniel Bryan 63. Both men putting in good performances, actually. And yes, that finish is correct. Daniel Bryan beats RIC FLAIR.
It's not a mistake. It's not a miss up. It's basically that's exactly where he wanted to go. But yeah, I mean, look at what is his third, fourth match in the company. since he's debuted,
Something like that.
and he's beating Flair. That's huge. That's
That
a
is
huge statement.
Bryan beats Flair with a fast roll-up, out wrestles the 16-time world champion to get the 1, the 2, the 3. Bryan escapes because he knows Evolution is right there. Daniel Bryan beats Ric Flair. I'm going to get hate for that, potentially. But hey-ho, let's see if it's helping.
I highly doubt it.
Okay, backstage after a break, Bryan, after running to the back, bumps in to the Cruiserweight champion, Chavo Guerrero, for the 66. Chavo brought this down weirdly, but it's okay. Bryan says, Chavo's like, watch where you're going. Who do you think you are? You're honestly fool. You're not even meant to be here. And Bryan's like, well, I mean, I just beat Ric Flair. I saw you earlier. I saw you got a win. And I think, I don't know. I'm just floating this out there. What about Chavo Guerrero puts that Cruiserweight Championship on the line against me at SummerSlam? Daniel Bryan makes the challenge. He wants the shot. Chavo Guerrero's a bit like, whoa, sort of freaks and leaves. Chavo doesn't want the shot, clearly, but
I think it's an idea for you for this one. I like the idea of saying, get that, like play on the idea. You know what they always do, rookies. Lit there and sit there going, yeah, you're not even on my level, rookie, type thing. Playing it down like that, maybe. I don't know, it's an idea, but like, it seems like a thing Chavo would do. He thinks he's better than everyone, so.
Well, we'll play into that next week. Next week for sure. 66 is absolutely fine. I'm trying to think of what's next because I've got my phone instead. We're going to go to an in-ring debut, another Monday Night Raw debut tonight. Samoa Joe is here. We've seen him on the pre-show. Poor Billy Kidman gets smacked up for a 46. Sorry.
I'll put that down.
Samoa Joe 64, very good performance. 58 for Billy Kidman.
I bet you it's because it's unknown. They're not known.
No, Billy Kidman was penalised for trying to go all out, apparently. Didn't ask him to, so... right. So don't get straight. So you get penalised for basically going over the top with your attempt. That makes no sense. Cheers, Billy. Samoa Joe gets the win. He dominates Billy Kidman for 4 minutes. He even toys with his food before the muscle buster. The 1, the 2, the 3. JR and King put this over. This guy is a threat.
I mean, he's just literally
a threat.
He literally just, in a way, destroyed a former Cruiserweight champion.
Indeed. So let's see what happens here. Backstage, the British Bruisers. For a 94, wow.
Again, we all know that's because of Jamie Noble.
Clearly.
Nothing to do with Big Show. Nothing to do with Big Show.
The British Bruisers approach the tag team champions, the Knockout Artists, backstage and say, listen, I respect you, I respect your reign, but let me make this very, very clear. William Regal says, we want next. The British Bruisers want the tag team championships, and the Knockout Artists are the prey at the moment. Maybe they won't be the only tag team though. Evolution have made it clear they want the tag team titles. So, lots of people, lots of contenders.
Flexing your tag team muscles here, I think.
94, of course, Booker and AJ lost last night. Maybe they'll want another shot. Well, what they do have tonight is potentially a shot at the Intercontinental title. Booker and AJ are both part of the Battle Royal, and Booker hijacks a John Cena forgot about this. Hang on, we'll get to that. Park that. We go backstage where Shane McMahon is walking and enters a locker room, and as we see him push the door open, we see Samoa Joe sat in that locker room. Make of that what you will.
So as we find out, so low key that even you forgot about it.
Yep. Anyway, Booker T hijacks John Cena's interview from 100.
There we go. No surprise there. No surprise whatsoever.
He makes it very clear that he is coming after that Intercontinental title. He says he's fed up of losing title matches. And John Cena, you stand in Booker T's way. Now, can you dig that? Sucker! No, I'm joking.
I love the way you actually went there. You could have easily just left that and then went on. But you actually, I'm going to try and go for it. I applaud you for that. I applaud you.
Okay. who's going to get the shot for the Intercontinental title? There's lots of big names in this, kind of. Booker T's in it. Goldberg's in it.
Who's Goldberg?
Stop it. Rey Mysterio's in it. Test could get an opportunity, maybe. Lots of potential. AJ Styles is in it, as we mentioned. So, who's going to get the shot? Battle Royal gets 78. Solid again. Solid again.
You did say if you got that, you'd be very happy.
Spike needs a gimmick tweak, which is fine. Yeah, considering the people in this, like, look, there's not a lot of star power. I was joking. Like, Goldberg, yes. Booker T, yes. Ray, yes. The rest, it is what it is, right? 78 is very good, though. And as you can see, the man who gets an Intercontinental title shot at SummerSlam, AJ Styles. That'll be a shock to a lot of people. Could have gone with Ray. Could have gone with Goldberg. Could have gone with Booker. We've gone with AJ. The final four: AJ, Regal, Goldberg, and Booker. Regal got the most eliminations, but he's dumped out by Goldberg. Booker dumps out Goldberg. But at that moment, taking advantage, every man for himself, remember. AJ Styles throws out Booker T and wins the Battle Royal. Booker T choked again.
Not going to be happy with that, is he?
No. 78, I am pleased. Very pleased. Like, every match is at this sort of level right now, which sets us up nicely for the main event, which is Taker versus Big Show. And if that provides the stellar rating, we're on for a good show. So, well, look, it's a tough one for Booker T to take, as you can see. John Cena was on commentary for this. John Cena watching on as AJ Styles celebrates. And Booker T attacks AJ Styles from behind for a 91. I'm sorry. It has to be done. Booker T boils over in jealousy and frustration after the year that Booker T has had, where he's lost every big match, every opportunity. Booker T just hasn't been able to get it done. You could argue this is potentially the worst year in Booker T's career so far. That's
saying so. I mean, I think for you though, it doesn't. I don't think it feels. What's one for? Basically, it's like you. It's not as quick as it sounds, if you know what I mean. You make it sound like it's a thing like, oh, just sudden. But as I said, I think it. When you think about it, it's probably the right time to do it as well.
Well, look, I'll be honest. My plan for SummerSlam was John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, but Brock's injury puts a pin in that, obviously. And there's a spot. There's a top heel spot, and I think Booker T, a frustrated, vengeful Booker T, is the man to fill that spot. Him turning on AJ is going to boost AJ, of course. AJ involved in this feud between Booker and Cena, who can carry the feud, but having AJ involved is going to boost him. Yeah, AJ Styles versus John Cena is the current booked plan for SummerSlam.
The idea that he's only been a company for a month and he's getting an IC title shot tells you.
Well, he's earned it. He's won the Battle Royal and he's earned it. 91. Post break, John Cena cuts a promo on Booker T for 96. He says what he just saw from Booker was absolutely disgraceful. AJ Styles, you earned your title opportunity. I am looking forward to putting my title on the line against you. Booker T, I'm disappointed, man. 96.
You should have done the old, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed type thing.
Yeah. Expect to see more of these three together. Okay. Is it main event time? I think it's main event time. It is. It's Taker and Big Show. Look, I was a bit worried about the show. We've had a pretty good show so far. Taker and Show in the main event. Can they cap it off? We get an 87.
What was was your fear that you realised here? Like in a sense of, I can't remember what we talked about. Why you had a bit of a worry about this match? Could it be the Jamie Noble interference? Could it be because
Big Show was off his game? But 88 for Show, 97 for Taker. The game's been a bit mean. Lack of selling shown. I mean,
the game does this to us a lot, actually. It's really annoying.
Yeah, it's been a bit harsh. Let's talk about the finish. Taker beats Big Show by disqualification. Big Show looks like he's about to be beat for the first time in a long time, when Jamie Noble runs in and hits Taker with a steel chair. Taker does that quick turn with the look to Jamie Noble, like what the, like no sells the chair shot, but obviously ding ding ding. Big Show takes that moment to hit Taker with the KO punch. Taker is down. Jamie Noble's laying in chair shots. Boom.
Like a pit bull.
Like a pit bull. Boom. Fire from every ring post. Fire at the apron. And then slow chemical hits. And Kane is back. Kane returns. He clears the ring of Big Show and Jamie Noble. He stands with his brother, The Undertaker. He looks at the Tag Team Championship laying in the ring and thinks, I want this back. Remember, these guys were Tag Team Champions earlier this year. Brothers of Destruction join the list of potential Tag Team contenders for a 100.
Oof. I mean, I think this has got. I mean, 100 segment. I mean, that's a. I don't want to use the.
It's been good. I can't call this show because the main event has let it down in a way. Like 87's good, but I was kind of hoping 92, 93. But every other match was better than I thought it'd be as well. I'm just worried that this may not get the 90.
If I'm gonna be, 91, 92, I could see, because obviously, I've seen shows have.
I mean, we've had 3 100 ratings actually. And a 96 and a 91.
We don't know. That's what I guess.
It's hard to call. Let's find out. Monday Night Raw for the first week of August gets a 92. I'll take that. I thought it'd be worse than that. I will take that. Considering we've put Bryan, Joe, and Styles over on the main show.
I think it's similar to, I think it's similar to some of my shows I've had. You know, like when I had like a main event like that, and it's like start the pushing people. I think it's more of a building show, this one. But again, 92 is good. I think it gives me a bit of hope that maybe my show has got potential to maybe beat that this week. But again, we'll find out when we get to mine. But I mean, what were we hoping for this one? Was it a 92? Were you happy with that? Or you think
I'm happy with that. Look, this wasn't a top show from the Raw brand. I'll be honest. This was a let's put some new guys over. Like, I mean, the 4 matches apart from the main event are a battle royal with a lot of mid-card guys, a debut for Samoa Joe, Bryan and Flair, which was good, but it is also Bryan in 2004. He's still being built. And then Chavo and Paul London for the Cruiserweight title. It's not a jump off the card match.
No, I mean, the big match is the main event. Like, that's the marquee kind of, like, the, what's the one for? Basically, when you look at that card, you go, what's the match looking forward to most? It would be the main event.
There was no Shawn in the ring, no Orton in the ring. So, I mean, that's part of it. Like, I think no Cena in the ring as well. I need to use Cena more in the ring.
But here's a question. If I'm going to take a positive out of it for you, right? The same with me when I was doing this, right? You've literally got, like, you've debuted Samoa Joe, Jan Bryan's got a big win, AJ's got a win in the Battle Royal, and you haven't got your big names on the main show, and you get an I2. Yeah. So it's a good. So it's because we've got high standards. We always think this is bad, but 92 is great. So, but yeah, it'd be interesting.
I'm pretty pleased. Let's see what SmackDown can do.
Yeah. So I'm quite. I got booked to 92. It's with my show I've got booked. I've got a good feeling about it, but we'll find out.
Welcome to Friday Night SmackDown. 92 to beat, we said, I believe. We're still in Oklahoma, and it's CM Punk beating Bubba Ray Dudley on the pre-show for a 67. CM Punk is now outperforming Bubba Ray Dudley. Straight edge for life, right? Yeah,
you're welcome. Well, as one famous man once said, you're welcome. But yeah, I mean, again, CM Punk's just like I really tried to push him a lot since he debuted. So, but it's not a surprise there because they've used Punk probably a bit more than the Dudleys over the last couple of months. That makes sense.
Pretty good. Also on the pre-show, the Bashams took a loss. What? Sorry. What?
The game.
I literally.
The game
so let's put it clear. Just now we changed Rene Dupree's finisher to make sure it is just purely a French tickler, and now he's gone and won with something else that's not even in his moveset.
I don't think he wants to. He's like, you know what? You take away all my arsenal. You know what I'm going to do? He's like, I think
I might. More. He's a bit more.
It's like he's rebelling.
swear
He
to
took away
God.
all the. Yes, obviously here. Yeah, but I mean, 347 from both heel teams. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Don't know what.
And Rene Dupree,
I mean, what-
the best of the lot with the 50. All hail the French tickler. Right.
I need to think of what to do with Nate because I did push him early on, but then obviously I think he kind of didn't work with. So maybe I might have to reevaluate and maybe use him a bit more. Now he's only got one finishing move.
I am very unhappy with this. Right, start the show. Kurt Angle, Edge, Eddie Guerrero, Mick Foley, all involved in an in-ring segment for a 100. No surprise there.
Yep. Well, we know that's because Mick's in there, isn't it? But yeah, yes. Obviously, I think I like the idea of just getting Eddie. Obviously, got a big win. That's King of the Ring. Obviously, defend his title. Still your world heavyweight champion. So the idea here is basically he's in the ring. He's happy. He's confident. He's looking for his next opponent because obviously he's beat Eddie twice. He's beat Edge twice. He's going to move on, right? And he kind of congratulates Edge, saying one hell of a fight. And I need one hell of it to get through. But so trying to move on, trying to find new challenges. But obviously, guess who comes out? Is it here? Kurt Angle comes out. He kind of downplays the loss to Randy Orton, kind of as you would, wouldn't you? Like he said, that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I was like, make up a thing like saying like, I had him beat. It's pure luck. It was a fluke. As obviously it wasn't, but I like the idea. That's another subtle dig at Raw. If you wanted to be a dick, that Kurt Angle would be back in 04. And obviously he's he said, don't forget about that. But now I'm going to refocus and I'm going to take my title back. I'm going to finally win that title. I've waited enough time to face you, and I want to face you for that. I want to face you for that title. And he's like, I don't want to wait. I want to face you tonight. And obviously, we're going to go old school kind of wrestling, where the bit where they go, they say, oh, I want to face you tonight, and the champ's going, oh, I want to face you, and the crowd goes wild. But then, like something like the GM comes out or something, but this one Edge comes out saying, kind of reminds Kurt that no, you don't get to face him. I mean, how do you get to face Eddie Guerrero? I've beaten you twice, remember? If anyone deserves another title shot, it's me. I mean, you can't even, that kind of stuff. And then Kurt says, yeah, I lost you, and basically, but the whole idea is basically Edge and Kurt Angle just arguing amongst each other, that kind of stuff, sitting there going, no, I'm better, you're better, no, I deserve the shot, no, I deserve the shot, that kind of stuff. And Eddie's just sitting in the corner, just doing Eddie's little grin, like just not caring. And it's like, okay, whatever, just you choose who I face, I'll face you and I'll beat you, type thing. And then obviously Mick Foley comes down, fed up with his rubbish, separates them, sitting there going, you know what, we're going to settle this tonight. Main event, Edge versus Kurt Angle. Winner faces Eddie Guerrero at SummerSlam. So yeah, simple one here. Bill rambled on by me, but yeah, it's simple. Basically, they're both arguing. Kurt wants a shot. Ed wants a shot. Put them against each other. See what happens.
Well, one of the great segment. No surprise. Backstage, Molly Holly. He's trying to have a chat with Jazz for a 54.
Wow, that's actually really good actually. But yeah, this one's basically the idea that Molly Holly's trying to play down. Nothing happened last week. It's just like didn't happen last week. I didn't. It was just pure frustration. I didn't mean to do it. That kind of stuff. And trying to similar to what Triple H used to do with Evolution. Like put on the happy smile, act like he's supportive and all that kind of stuff. But really deep down, we know that he was fuming. So this time it's Molly Holly the same thing, where it's just like, oh yeah, it's fine, no, it's good. I'm there, I'll support you. We're on the same side. And obviously, but Jazz is not an idiot. She just looks at going, doesn't even say a word. Looks there with them like what I mean? When you look at someone going, yeah, sure, you didn't mean to do that, and then just walks off. But yeah, kind of sets up that there's probably tension between those two. But Molly Holly's trying to. It just shows that Molly Holly just thinks that Jazz is an idiot because she's playing it, thinking it will work. But Jazz is not an idiot. So, but yeah, obviously, when that sets up the match next. That is next.
Yeah, Jazz versus Jacqueline 1-on-1 for a 45. This isn't terrible.
No, I mean, obviously, yeah, Jazz I've kind of got an idea. I want to kind of do what I did. Gail Kim's done pretty well, so I'm going to have to do the same thing with kind of Jazz in a way. But yeah, just one way, just put a simple, that finish. Nothing crazy here. I mean, Jazz, I don't know what the Jazz is. That Stinger or Singer?
Jazz Stinger, I like it though.
Yeah, I want to actually know what that move is. That's actually probably a better finish than what I've wrote down. So, but either way, Jazz gets the win. But obviously, the segment afterwards is probably more where the kind of interesting stuff happens with. That's actually not bad either, actually. But yeah, this one is kind of a situation of Jacqueline attacks Jazz from behind, beat down. Then you got was it Molly Holly kind of goes. She's outside. She's just about to come in. Looks like she's going to go and help her friend. And probably to no surprise to anyone in the crowd and anyone probably watching the save, I'll give you a clue what Molly Holly does. She steps down from the apron, walks off, and lets her friend be beat down by Jacqueline. So it looks, I know, but surprising for Molly Holly because she's such a very loyal friend to all her friends. But
Clearly,
this kind of sets up the idea that Jazz is not a part of the group anymore. Because it's like he walks away, but it's kind of very heavily implied that it's not more type situation. So, yeah.
Well, let's check in with the main number one star on SmackDown, Mick Foley. Paul Heyman, well, the world's greatest tag team want their titles back.
Pretty much. I mean, it's I like to point goes his office saying, "What the hell was last week? What the hell was that?" Because obviously they're obviously fuming that they lost their tag titles. That was totally planned. All
right, I said sorry.
Wasn't it?
I said sorry.
Well, wasn't it, Carl? Totally planned. But what he doesn't know, he probably done me a favour in a way. So, but I'm nice like that. But what the hell was last week? It was like I just wanted to make the tag team division better, and I was shocked. I mean, it was kind of I like the idea that basically like Mick Foley's like, yeah, but you wanted to play games. You're the one that tried to pay off the School of Hard Knocks. You're the one that tried to control everything, and it blew up in your face. And I like the idea that Mick Foley just loves it because, it's like, who doesn't like seeing Paul Heyman's plans go up in smoke type situation? And Paul Heyman's like, okay, I want my clients, the world's greatest talent, to face the School of Hard Knocks for the titles tonight. And Mick is like, I'm giving your team another title shot tonight, but I want to do more. So I do. So as last week, so anything like last week, you never get a title shot again. So I think they're gonna have the title match. It's not gonna be a singles match, 1-on-1. But if they do any of them shenanigans they basically did last week, they're never gonna get a title shot again. Basically, so if they want to win this, they've got to win it clean.
The hard way.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman now comes out of the office and bumps into the Paul Heyman guy himself, CM Punk, for a 68.
It's not bad either. This was simple. Well, the way this is, it's obviously two separate segments, but the way I like it, I think I've done it before. I kind of describe it as the idea that he's annoyed with Mick, and then the camera follows him out of the office. And I like the idea that maybe like CM Punk being the kind of he's part of the team, but he's a loner in a way, sitting there like leaning on the wall or just sitting on a crate, just waiting there, And obviously, I like the idea that Paul Heyman kind of confronts him, saying, like, where the hell were you last week? Type situation, Where the hell were you? And he goes to put CM Punk on it. Well, you need to step up. You got to help us out there. You're part of this team, and that kind of stuff. And you do better. He's got to help us. And he's trying to convince him that we're part of the team. He's got to help them win the tag titles back. But CM Punk is like, he's got his own things going. Because obviously, the last couple of weeks we've kind of built up that he's got his own feud. He's doing his own thing, So I like the idea that basically he's trying to convince him to like help him out tonight, to help them, right? But CM Punk just not interested, basically, as you would expect a Punk, wouldn't he? Like he's always been a kind of guy by himself. He rarely is he's rarely in a faction, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But the idea I'm trying to push here is, if it's not obvious, that Punk figures out that he kind of doesn't need Heyman or them. He could probably do it by himself, but this is kind of a tease of that. But I like them segments where it's like Paul Heyman's all the plans nothing's going right for him at the moment. So
no, not a Paul Heyman kind of night. You're talking about people not being interested. Well, one man being interested in his own personal safety right now is the man arriving, Christian, for a 92. Very paranoid of a Chris Jericho attack, so he's got security with him.
Yeah, pretty much same thing. I mean, it's you would expect it. I mean, I could imagine it now, but yeah, just security out there. So he doesn't want, he knows what Chris Jericho's like, and he's not going to get his hands on him because because that's play up the thing with Christian. Obviously, he thinks his peeps, he's the man of the people type thing, and kind of do a situation that he doesn't. People don't want Chris Jericho to attack me. No one wants to see me get attacked. I mean, you can always go like, if you want to be like a really meta joke, my pretty face type thing or something. If you really want to, that kind of stuff. But like that the idea is basically that, yeah, he's not scared. He's kind of scared of Chris Jericho, but he's justifying it, saying, "Oh, the people don't want this to happen. No one wants to see this happen." It's like, but everyone wants to see it happen. But yeah, I like the idea, and don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Obviously, when he comes out for his matches next, that security doesn't stay at the back.
No, well, will they play a part in the finish? Christian, Rikishi, second match of the night for an 8-8 good match.
Yes, very good there. I like that. I mean, no surprise, Rikishi always delivers in a way when you put him against BRYAN Christian. It's always Christian is really good there. But yeah, I mean, I like the idea that the match ends with kind of Chris coming through the crowd, but security stops him. Because obviously what I've set up is that security surrounds the ring. So it's kind of like a lumberjack match, but it's not. If you know what I mean? Proper security. Because when I never get when they do security angles, they always like they escort him out and then they leave. Sometimes, why don't they stay? It would make more sense if you want security. But this one, yes, like that distraction with Christian's like, yes, just keep him there, make sure he doesn't get in, right? And then all of a sudden he turns around, boom, super kick to the face. He hits a Rikishi driver for the win. Yeah,
Christian wouldn't be happy about that, and well, it gets worse for Christian post match. He gets a stink face with the help from Chris Jericho for a 71.
Yes, this one I kind of like the way it's a bit more honest. Like, obviously, I like the idea of the situation of security surrounding, right? But then they start to walk out, and then Christian's like, "What are you doing? I pay you to stay in it." But it's let's say the commentary team say, well, actually, you paid them to escort you to the ring and surround the ring during the match, but the match is over now.
Right.
So their job is done. So they're walking off. Like they paid them, but they don't get paid enough to them to stay after the match, right? So I like the idea of them walking off. Christian's fuming, and it's just the idea that basically you got Jericho's there, Rikishi there, but behind, both smiling, and Christian's like, the angle. The turn, he sits there and realizes that he's outnumbered, turns around, gets attacked, and basically sets up obviously a 2-on-1 attack, and obviously then we just do that same thing where Rikishi super kicks him, goes in the corner, Jericho holds his arm to make sure he can't go anywhere, stink face. Christian's absolutely fuming, Jericho's laughing his head off, Rikishi's just gets sunglasses, dances because that's what Rikishi does, and so Christian is fuming, but. Yeah, I thought it was good.
Well,
71, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all. This is a segment next that should do pretty well. Triple H has had a bad times a thing lately, and he blames one man now for a 97.
I mean, this is more intentional, but maybe not. Or maybe just in brilliant long-term booking by yours truly. It depends how you look at it. But this one is the idea of basically Triple H comes to the ring. As we know, at King of the Ring, he did lose that 3 stages hell match against Lance Storm. Yes, I did it. I let him beat 3 times in a row. There was a reason for it. It wasn't me just sticking it to Triple H.
I love, by the way, spoiler, I love how Lance Storm, right, beat Triple H in a 3 stages of hell match on the pay-per-view, and then he's not booked on the following Smackdown.
Doesn't need to be, because everyone knows how good he is. I'm just saying.
That is disgraceful.
Is it though? Is it?
Yes.
Or is it cleverness by me?
No. You forgot about him, didn't you?
Nope. And even if I did forget about him, you're not going to figure out. I'm not going to bring any hints that if I did or didn't. So nice try.
Carry on.
But anyway, the point is, he's sitting there saying, "Is any typical heel champion?" Heel anyway in general is that what's the one thing heels do a lot of when things go bad, when things go wrong? What do they do? Yep, and this is exactly what, and obviously this is Triple H in a nutshell and all forward, definitely. So he sits there and basically he's blaming his entire bad run or bad, everything's he came there as champion. Now look at him, It's like things have just gone completely disastrous. But instead of it being about his wrestling ability, he blames Mick Foley. Like he's put him down, and it all started when he joined SmackDown, and he's kind of goating Mick Foley. You get your ass down here, that kind of stuff. But yeah, and kind of a situation that, yes, is like he's trying to sit there and go to Mick Foley, going, is it why are you doing this to me? Is it because of all those years I made your life a living hell back in the, the days of the Helmsby when I was in charge? Is that it? You want to get back at me? And Mick's just like shaking off like you're crazy. No, none of this is true. Type situation. And Mick just like don't get where this hate's coming from. Where is it? And what about you just come back to our office? Come back to my office, and we can chat, talk as like reasonable adults, typical babyface, type thing. And yeah, obviously as you expect, Triple H doesn't like this. When Mick turns around, boom, hits him, punches him in the face. A proper beat down. I mean, if you want to go proper Buto, he gets the chair, starts hitting him with the chair, that kind of stuff, But they kind of bring up that basically Mick hasn't wrestled for a very long time. So this is a diabolical, terrible act by Triple H here. And yeah, get security out, that kind of stuff. And situation. He attacks Mick Foley. So yeah, all that frustration he's built up over the last couple of months. It sort of comes out here, but yeah, Triple H isn't. Yeah, as he should blame himself, but he blames Mick. That's typical Triple H, to be fair.
Well, Mick Foley, as we go to break, is being seen to, and he's clearly okay. Look, it's not a big beatdown because he is in his office as we return, but he's shook up a little bit by it, and he's interrupted by Stone Cold Steve Austin for a 76.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's a situation with this one. I should have probably understood that a beatdown. I was supposed to be a bit more of a brutal beatdown. But I like that. But if I'm going to flip it, I can sit there and say he wanted to stay at the show. They said he should have gone to the hospital, but he's gone, no, I'm staying here, right? Type situation. Makes Mick Foley look more of a badass than he already is anyway. But this one's kind of a situation of Stone Cold basically going to Mick Foley, trying to get this match against RVD called off against Mark Henry. I know this doesn't sound like a Stone Cold thing to do, because Stone Cold is basically the idea he's a badass, so he'll fight through everything, like that kind of stuff. But I like the idea that because he's a manager now, he's trying to think differently, and he's trying to sit there and say, yeah, maybe I could do that, but I don't want him to go through that type situation. So he's trying to protect him in a way. I kind of like a different side of Stone Cold. But I mean, I like the idea.
What you're trying to tell me is hashtag Stone Cold cares.
Does. I know he does. I know deep down his heart, I mean, of course he cares. But I mean, I know how it sounds, but I just feel like it'd be interesting with the idea that a knee injury and that kind of stuff. He knows what injuries can cost you your life on a career, and how long you can battle through it. And he wants to do things differently. So it sounds crazy, but I think it would make sense for Stone Cold to do it. But I like the idea that you think Mick would be like, yeah, fine, yeah, of course. But I like the idea that RVD's already seen Mick Foley before Stone Cold's come in and requested that this match does not be called off at all.
Well, not just that. After him just getting hit by Triple H as well, Mick's a bit like, no, he's wrestling. Deal with it. He's wrestling. I like the idea that Mick's not a heel, clearly not a heel, but like a little bit. He's angry at the moment, Mick. So.
And he doesn't need this kind of thing like the whole show going up in arms because it's just like, no, it's happening. Okay, just deal with it.
Yeah.
And maybe you can set up. Maybe at the end you can do a tension like Stone Cold's like eyeball to eyeball type thing, and just like, oh, okay, but like Mick Foley's like, yeah, like get out of my office type thing. Like Mick's not basically like that thing when your boss is like had a really bad day, and you try and request things. It's not a good idea going in there because it's gonna flip. So I think that's what I like. I think that was better. Like Mick's. Yeah, he's very fuming right now for what Triple H did.
Of course. So Van Dam with the injury, well, not the time to be defending your US title. It's Van Dam and Henry, your winner, Stu.
And still US champion by
disqualification.
Don't use it often. I really try not to do DQs because I don't like them as much. But then I keep forgetting this is a TV show. It's only frowned upon on pay-per-views. So, but yeah, this one is a simple one. Fair and full, that's pretty good. This match is basically the idea that Mark Henry has like a Boston Crab or some sort of submission move on him, and he doesn't release it. And it's obviously on his injured knee. And it basically, if it's the 5 count, the 5 count doesn't release it. And basically, like the match gets thrown out. So obviously, Stu defends his title, but yeah, it's not good. So I'd obviously, as you put, nicely there, rage attack, or whatever we decided to go by. But yeah, so obviously, RVD's 2 champion, but yeah, Mark Henry's off. Like he's gone too far.
Mark destroyed him here, and post match he continues the attack for an 84 when he gets stopped by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, what does this entail, Stu?
Well, I know what you're thinking. Like, he just comes back and he attacks him. But what I've got in my head, it might sound really silly and crazy, but I like the idea that he's trying to beat him down. And then Stone Cold hasn't really got involved in anything since he's not as much, you know, like got involved in a way, physicality and everything. So I like the idea that basically, like, people do respect Stone Cold, but we played that up. Like the idea that Mark Henry's like beating down, then maybe like, but Stone Cold stands in front of him. And it's because of the intimidation of, if you know Stone Cold, it's like Mark Henry goes, okay, because he doesn't want to, you know, get involved with Stone Cold Steve Austin or anything. It's RVD he hates type thing. So like Stone Cold, he doesn't get physical. Just his presence stops him because it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Why wouldn't you be like going, okay, you don't want to mess with Stone Cold, right, type thing? Because that's kind of the whole point of his whole thing. No one messes with Stone Cold. But that's what I've got down. I don't know if there's a better way to do it, but that's what I thought in my head.
Well, no, it works. 84, good stuff. Post-match, backstage even, Billy and Chuck mock the World's Most Wanted. I mean, there's to be mocked by Billy and Chuck. I mean, there is pot, kettle, black. I mean,
But the funny thing is, I could see it. That's the hilarious thing. I could see it. Billy and Chuck, yes, they are, but they are. I don't want to say they were jokes. That's not fair. But they are the kind of like over the top tag team. So I can sit there. I can imagine them just like, and obviously Billy Gunn can be that kind of guy. Like, he was kind of what he was in DX, wasn't he? Like the kind of like juvenile kind of guy that's like does silly things like you would see like in the school, you know, at school and stuff like that. So I like the way that they're just taking the mick out and saying, so you're so bad. Like, I like the idea that they're saying you're just like literally taking the mick out of the name. That's why I say taking the mick. Taking the mick out of the name, sitting there going, so you're so bad you can't win any match that you call yourself the world's most wanted just so you can get noticed type situation, right? So, and yeah, I think, and just because you beat, I think the idea of, I'm sure they beat La Resistance in a pre-show match. I'm sure we did that.
Yeah.
Right? So what I put that in there, I know it's very rare that we mention pre-show matches, but I like the idea that basically said, well, all you did is beat La Resistance. I mean, we've beaten him many times, so that doesn't. Why are you calling yourself a world's most? Like taking the mick out of the name, basically.
Yeah. And
my world's my one, just like not listening to it because, yeah, underestimating them at your peril type situation. But
indeed.
Yeah, that's all it is. 53. That's very good.
Talking about underestimating, the School of Hard Knocks underestimating what it means to be a champion because there are a lot of challenges around them, including the Dudley Boys.
70. Again, it's the Rhino effect again. We all know it's the Rhino effect. But yeah, I mean, I think this one, because obviously the tag team title match has obviously changed a bit since I've banned. So obviously the way I've put it is just a simple confrontation. But I think we were discussing it beforehand. I like the idea they take them out.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like I like the idea of taking out the Dudleys because, as we've set up, it would make sense in the storyline wise because they hate each other anyway before they even had the titles. So I like the idea that it's like, you know, they don't want them anywhere near it. There's a reason why they attacked them a couple of weeks ago, went after the match because it's like they're not getting another shot. So it makes sense that they take them out. So like they take out the Dudleys. That basically the new champions are trying to send a message that no one's safe when they're champions. And so it sets up. So it looks like the Dudleys are out of the match.
Well,
I think we're booked in the right match.
they are. It's now a fatal 4-way tag team match. Because here's the thing, guys. Turns out in professional wrestling and a 4-sided ring, you can't do a fatal 5-way tag team match because you need a ring rope. We figured that out eventually.
And it's one of those things that sounded clever when I think about it, but then you look in the logistics of it. It sounds like, well, how did you not know that? It's like I think it's because it's never been done. I just didn't think.
Yeah.
But it's easy a mistake to make, I think.
So we've already had the US title on the line, and the US champion retained his championship. Can the School of Hard Knocks do the same? Just 1 week after winning them, it is a fatal 4-way. School of Hard Knocks versus Billy and Chuck versus the world's greatest tag team versus the world's most wanted. Who walks out champions? Your winner, Stu.
And still, your WWE World Tag Team Champions. I was getting confused. I'm really thinking, but 65, very good. Actually, that's really good. Actually, I'm actually happy with that. But yeah, I mean, I was tossing and turning around a lot with this match to think. Oh, I could obviously with the creative decision we made last week. Let's call it that. Let's not call it. Yeah, creative decision we chose last week. I was thinking, okay, should we just rectify that mistake this week? But the more I thought about it, the more I thought, you know what, it's probably a good thing that we keep the titles in School of Hard Knocks because, yeah, I think it sets up a few with the thing we just set up with the Dudleys, and it just makes more sense. So that's why I've done it here. So, but the way I've done it here is obviously might change it a bit because the Dudleys aren't in it now. But let's say the finish here is one that hits a gore on Charlie Holster is injured, so that might be a reason to write him out for a little bit. Yeah, so no title change here, but. Yeah, this one was a tough one. Obviously, we had to change it on the fly in a way. But yeah, I was flipping between who I could should I rectify that change of booking or should I just go with it? And I think going with it is probably the best option. So that's what I've gone for.
Yeah, 65 School of Hard Knocks keep the titles. Good stuff. Shelton Benjamin, by the way, 77. Ain't no stopping him. Mm-hmm. Right, backstage, Kurt Angle cuts a promo and Edge for a 100.
Yep, gives you optimistic. I gotta love Kurt. It's how did I survive that 1 month when I wasn't on the show? What was I thinking with that one? But it made sense in the long run. But this one, I'm just talking about simple problem here with just basically he's saying to Edge finally, we're going to finalize my journey, and I'm going to show how much I've changed since the last time we met by beating you like I should have done months ago, all those months ago. Where I'm going to end that stain in my record of you beating me, and I'm going to win tonight, and I'm going to take that opportunity that is rightfully mine. And yeah, simple one there by Kurt, but basically it's kind of retribution here for Kurt Angle because this is the kind of proof of point he wants to prove that basically that time away has done him good, and he's going to rectify the mistakes he's done earlier on in the month. So that's the plan here with pretty much. So that's 100. Very good.
Very good. Into the ring, the women's champion Trish. She has some challenges.
Oh, that's very good. Very, very good. I'm very. Now, I mean, the idea that we're getting a 78 from the women that you got Trish, you got Lita, you got Gail Kim, but the idea, I'm very proud of that actually.
It's very
proud of that score.
It's very, very good.
Yeah, I'm very proud of that one. But anyway, the point is, this promo was basically the idea of you got two women in the ring facing against each other. Obviously, you got Lita, Trish Stratus. Again, it's the respect situation. Obviously, trying to say that what hell of a match that was and kind of respect. But first, this is the weird thing. First, I was gonna do Trish versus Lita, but then I thought put Gail Kim in it to mix it up a little bit. So Gail Kim comes out saying she's finally got rid of that itch, that person that was on her back. The in a way, Molly Holly. And now she wants to focus on her living her dream and winning the women's title. And obviously Trish is, as we've set up, Trish is kind of at this point, I like the idea that, Trish is like that kind of, she's got the division on her back. She's not like some champions that hate facing up with. She relishes facing people for that title. Because every match they make is making history, and that's what she likes. But then she kind of Trish kind of comes up with the idea. Okay, you want to face me. You want to face me. Let's make it simple. What about you two face off against each other next week? Winner faces me at SummerSlam. Keep it simple. And obviously Lita and Gail Kim, they're like, yeah, like that idea, and obviously shake hands, and again, all faces here in a way. So it's like it's not going to be like heel versus that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but
let's not overcomplicate it. It's two contenders. The champ says, "I'm going to face one of you at SummerSlam." Figure it out. Lita and Gail Kim next week for the number one contender spot.
Yeah, and I think I just love the idea that Trish doesn't. We don't need anything like a GM or anything. Just like we can always put like things. Mick is so confident with Trish as champion that he gives her autonomy to basically make matches I want, do what I want, because respects that kind of style.
Yeah,
like that.
You can just say that Mick's made it official later on in the show. Do you know what I mean? It's fine. It's Trish's idea. Right, backstage, Edge and Eddie Guerrero come face to face for another 100. That is 3 in 1 show.
Yeah, looks like we're both getting the 3-in-1 shows, isn't it? Looks like we've both got similar shows in a way of getting 100s anyway. But who would have thought a couple of months ago getting one was amazing. Now we're all getting 3. It's crazy how this save's blossomed. But this one is simple with kind of Edge talking about how he knows it. Again, it's simple. He knows he can beat him, but obviously now he's faced him twice. And he's faced him in an Iron Man match. That kind of is become less and less like, oh, okay, we'll fight again. It's more. Yeah, he knows that he has to go again. He has to go out there and prove it again that why he should be facing Eddie, and he's gonna beat Kurt again because that's what he does. It's what Edge does.
Well,
beats Kurt Angle.
Apparently,
Eat, sleeps,
Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle. Repeat. Let's find out if that's true though. It's Edge, Kurt Angle main event for the number one contendership, and it's got an 87. That is their best match in their whole rivalry. And I just want to point something out because we were worried about it. Because Edge and Kurt Angle, this will be the 4th time we've done this match, and anybody who plays this game knows that the match rating will dip because of it. Edge and Kurt Angle, they are the most unpredictable pair I've ever seen on TW. 87, 96 from Kurt, amazing. Edge, 88, really good main event, helped by good chemistry. And Kurt Angle makes Edge tap with the ankle lock. Edge does not win. Kurt Angle wins. It's Kurt versus Eddie for the world title at SummerSlam.
Very good. I was thinking the worst when it's like they said you get a penalty for that. But yeah, I mean, apparently we should just do this match continuously because apparently, if you go too much, they do better match than you did when you do it in the game parameters. It's weird, right?
I think it's a one-off. I'll be honest. I think it's a one-off.
Yeah, I'm not. Don't panic. I'm not gonna do it. But I mean, to be fair, my dream would be that I can do best of 5 series, but the game would not allow me. So
tune in next week, SmackDown, Kurt Angle versus Edge once again.
Main event yet again. See if we can do it twice. I don't know, but yeah, this one, yeah, I think I'm actually really happy that it's done. I mean, I think similar score to your one, if on top of my head, yours one at 87, 82. So it'll be interesting to see. It's going to be fascinating now. But we'll get into that after we finish, Joe. A couple more things to talk about. The match itself is obviously a great match. I like the idea of Edge edging a spear, but Edge hitting the spear on Kurt. You thought, oh, it's over. And then Kurt, being the veteran he is, puts his foot on the bottom rope. Always love that spot. They do it a bit too much now in wrestling, but I always like it because it shows wrestling smarts, and Kurt Angle is the ultimate wrestling machine. It makes sense. Yes, and obviously there we go. He tries to go for the spear again. Kurt moves out of the way, hits an angle slam, and then that's kind of put across that he works on the leg again because it's kind of what Kurt Angle's known for. And he locks in the ankle lock. Proper. Let's see, like he gets to the ropes, but then Kurt pulls him off the ropes. He's in the middle of the ring, nowhere to go. Edge can't keep on, and he taps. And I know it's very rare for a babyface to tap, but I think you can do it sometimes.
Sometimes you have to do it to put the heel over. And post-match, Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero. Edge debuted a new comeback spot. Good for him. Post-match, Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero for a 98. Good end to the show. A big brawl between the two. These two, well, look, they've wrestled before. We know that.
I think we've done it once. Once.
I don't think we've done. I don't know. I don't think you've done one-on-one matches, but they've been part of triple threats and stuff like that. But these two one-on-one, ironically, was of course the SummerSlam World Title match. The WrestleMania World Title match on Smackdown in 2004. You're doing it at SummerSlam. Kurt and Eddie end the show with a 98.
Yeah, pretty happy with that. I mean, again, I'm just shocked at that. This game just keeps surprising me every time. Just when I think just when I think I've gauged it or think I've figured it out, how is it you get technically I got penalised for that match, but still got an 87. And the best score they've ever done. It's crazy. It's mental.
Well,
but yeah, I mean, yeah, that's how it ends. It's basically so it sets up that match is happening. So interesting stuff. So the question is, what we're going to get?
yeah, 92 to beat. I mean, it's very difficult to call, if I'm honest. I think you might edge it. I wouldn't be surprised if you get like a 93.
I think I'd all be getting 92. I wouldn't surprise me with the same score.
92. Let's find out. Will Raw win week 1, or will Stu prove that feeling blue is a good thing? Let's find out. Smackdown gets a 93. I've called it as well.
Yeah. What do you think? Was it? Okay, so the question.
It's a good show. It's a good show, and it's about right. It's about right. I mean, look, you've got 3 100s in there, a 92, a 97, and 98. Yeah, it's just a better show than mine. Just. It's one of those where if Taker and Big Show over on Raw just slightly do a better match, like they got an 87 as well, and yes, that's good, but slightly better, it would have been probably a 93 for Raw.
I mean,
there was really not a lot between the shows this week at all.
That I love about that. I think it just shows that I think both our shows are firing at all cylinders at the moment. So it's like it's always I always notice with every week it's always really close. It's always about 1 point there, a little bit tweaked there. It's never been like ultimate. Yeah, you completely blitzed him type situation last couple of, like at least last 2 months anyway.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean that main event did worry me when we started booking it, but for it to get the best score they've ever done in their series of matches just makes me laugh so much. Amazing. When you think about it.
It's amazing. But I'm so happy about it.
I know I can hear it in your voice. I love it. So guessing, yep, so 1-0 to me. So guessing we'll find out if you can try and get Pam next week. So but it's close though.
Okay, so it's a loss for the Red Brand in week 1 of the month, and it's a little disappointing considering Taker Big Show I think should have been better, if I'm really honest. But you know what? Sometimes this happens. He had a good show, and yeah, he had a good show. Not a lot you can do about it sometimes. He just edged it. Very frustrating. If you liked what we did in this video, make sure you drop a like on it. Subscribe to the channel for a whole lot more. Until next week. Well, till Wednesday. Promise. Peace.